keep it funky, keep it real from the get-go. Same story, everybody grandma from the ghetto. Tried to tie us down, make us mentally settle, but them youngins ain't bored. Got horses afloat, the push I fought forward. Just me and my rounds, 2 miles per hour through the scene, just making my rounds. Tailpipe screaming, you ain't making the sound. The rumble in the jungle.
Thank y'all for tuning in to G-Sportz once again. I'm excited. My week is going to go real good now that the Saints won. That's how it goes when the Saints win on a Sunday. My week just go, it take off. I want to talk to people. I don't have to duck and dodge people. I could just go in and enjoy my week. But I was looking for some Cowboy fans today. I couldn't find them. They was starring in disappearing acts. Where y'all was at? People wouldn't answer the phone for me. They wouldn't answer my text messages. How'd that go? Whatever. But I'm glad we pulled this off because we could not start this season 0-4. We'd have lost last night. You could have canceled Christmas on the whole season playoffs. It wouldn't have happened. We might as well start tanking. But we pulled it off. Some pluses I want to talk about. Drew Brees, man. Drew Brees, you know, you proved me wrong last night because I'll go ahead and admit it. I said that Drew should have started last night. I thought we should have went with Luke McCown because I really deep down inside don't think that Drew Brees' arm is 100%. And I didn't want to go through that. I didn't want to go through him, you know, trying to play with a subpar arm and put us in a situation where we can't win this game. Luke McCown, I feel like even though we lost 22-27 to Carolina last week, Luke McCown put us in a good situation to win that game last week. And that's why I wanted Luke to start. But Drew proved me wrong. Drew went 33 for 41, 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, and most importantly, no interceptions, no turnovers. That was big, Drew. And Drew reached his 400th career touchdown pass. That's, you know, that's a great accomplishment for a guy that came out of Purdue, 5'9", 5'10" at the most, who people said he would never even be a starter in the NFL. And then look what he's doing. I mean, Drew, you kudos to you, bro. You really doing your thing, and you're showing people that why you got the money that you did. Mark Ingram, 77 yards. He didn't reach 100 yards, but he averaged 4.5 yards a carry. That's pretty good. Kept the defense honest last night. You ran hard. We need you to keep running like this throughout the season, especially if we're going to try to make a run at a division or a wild card spot. Willie Snead, the undrafted free agent from Ball State, 6 receptions, 89 yards. I like the way you looked last night, and I like the way you've been looking all season. I think you are one of these players that's going to be a key contributor all season long. You look like you won't be a star in the making. I like it. You look like a better version of Lance Moore. I think we need to keep on making sure we find him throughout this season and get him a lot of targets. Key Kaka, I think that's how you say his name, our 2nd round pick from Washington. 8 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Man, I love your motor. I love the way you play the game. It was some time where they handed the ball off going backside and you ran the play down. Just, you know, relentless motor that you have just showed up last night. I love the way you play the game. You're going to be a star in the making if you keep on playing like the way you playing. Stephon Anthony, our starting middle linebacker that we drafted in the 1st round from Clemson. He had 7 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 tackle for loss. And what was so key about him last night that I noticed, there was some times that Dallas came out in certain formations, and I guess he didn't like what we was in to go against the formation they came out of, and he was checking out of it. You know, when you were starting Mike linebacker, you got to be the quarterback of that defense. It's just like being the quarterback of the offense. You have to be one of the smartest people on the field. You got to have an eyes behind your head. And he made some good checks last night, and I like the way he was getting all blocks, making a tackle. He played just he had a hell of a game last night. Stephon Anthony is going to be one of the best middle linebackers before it's all said and done in this league. Tyler Davison, the D tackle from Fresno State that we drafted. I think we drafted him in the 6th round. 4 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. You was getting a lot of penetration all night, especially on a great offensive line like Dallas, that Dallas has. You know, to be able to be disruptive the way you was last night, that just let me know going forward that you're going to be a very, very good D tackle for us. Because if you're going to do that on Dallas offensive line, you can do that on anybody offensive line in the NFL. Bobby Richardson, the undrafted free agent from Indiana, who took Akeem Hicks' spot that we traded him to the Patriots this past week. He had 6 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. He was just all over the field. Him last night, just very athletic, showed a lot of athleticism, getting all blocks. And he too has a high motor. So I see why Sean Payton made the move of getting rid of Akeem Hicks, bringing the tight end that we did from New England, because I think he really believes that our young defensive line is going to hold it on throughout this season and going forward in the future. Now, the things I didn't like about the Saints last night, we gave up 335 yards total offense to a Dallas Cowboys team that didn't have Tony Romo or Dez Bryant. That's really disturbing. You know, when you playing against a team that's depleted with 2 of these stars, you got to keep them within 250, under 300 yards total. We can't give up over 300 yards to a team like that didn't have 2 of their best players. Come on now. We got to do better. Another thing is we had no turnovers. You know, Brandon Whedon is bad, and he been bad. So I just feel like we should have got at least a strip sack fumble from him. We should have at least got a couple of interceptions out of him when we didn't. And we one of 3 teams in the whole NFL that doesn't have an interception on the season. We got to do better in that field, bro, because if we won't be a good team and try to make a run at the playoffs, we have to get some takeaways. Ryan, I think that you need to be a little more aggressive and stop putting Brandon Brown in these situations where he's on the island. He's not that kind of corner. Put him up and press man, bump and run coverage with safety help. That's going to make him better, and that's why he played when he was in New England, and that's how he played when he was in Seattle. We gotta do things that fits our players' their attributes, and that's what he's good at. Delvin Breaux, he's another corner that's good at press man. We need to stop playing this off man coverage with no safety help, because that's not the kind of corners they are. Our O-line, y'all played bad once again. You know, Drew ran for his life the whole night. That's what made this performance that he had last night even more impressive. Zach Street, you still giving up the edge every time. They coming off the edge on you like it ain't nothing. It's taking you so long to get out your stance. And I know you got back problems, but we have to do something about this. Sean Payton, insert Andrews Pete, our first round pick from Stanford, into the starting lineup. This is not going to work, because we're going to end up getting Drew hurt again. Come on, man. And I know Jair Evans ain't play last night. I forgot the guard that took his spot last night. He got a funny last name. I forgot his name, but he struggled last night, giving up a lot of penetration throughout the night. We can't win games if Drew gonna run for his life. It just won't happen. We got away with it last night, but going forward, when we start playing people like Atlanta and we meet Carolina again, we have to be able to protect our investment, and that's Drew Brees. Come on, man. Armstead, I like how you looked last night. You know, you're going to be one of the better left tackles in the league, too, when it's all said and done. And I saw you was playing on a gimpy ankle, but you still stayed in. You stuck it out, and you stayed and made plays for your team. That's the kind of players I like to see a part of the Who Dat organization, bro. And it doesn't go unnoticed when you see, you know, players like that going through injuries, still sticking it out and playing throughout the game and just trying to be there for their team. That don't go unnoticed. I see you, Teron Armstead. Keep it going, bro. Delvin Breaux, I like you, bro. You know, I read about you when the Saints first brought you in, because I remember when you was at McDonald 35 High School in New Orleans. You were one of the better players in the state, if not the nation, when you came out of high school. You did your thing in the CFL. But you're in the NFL now. All that celebrating after you make a play, you got to cut all that out, because you did so much celebrating. You got to have a short-term memory in the NFL, especially at cornerback, because you did all that celebrating. Then Terrence Williams gashed you for a 30-yard touchdown pass right after that. You have to be humble in the NFL. You're not in the CFL no more, brother. Come on. Stop doing that for me, bro, because you're making us look bad, especially when we 1-3. We ain't got nothing to be celebrating about. Get your mind right, Delvin, bro, because when Keenan come back, you're gonna be on the bench. Well, you're not going to be on the bench, but you're going to be moving to the third cornerback spot. So be humble and just keep making plays for the Who Dat nation, bro. Come on now. I looked at some stats today. There's another thing that I'm not really feeling. Mark Ingram is leading our team in receptions. I don't understand why he's leading our team in receptions, but that's not going to get it done. Why are we not getting Brandon Coleman, the youngster, the 6'6" youngster from Rutgers that we got starting? We need him to get more involved in this offense, Sean Payton. That's going to just make other players in our offense progress even more if we can get this youngster involved. Now, he only had 1 target last night. Why? I have no idea. Colston, he's up in age now. You know, Father Tom caught up with him. So let Brandon Coleman be more acclimated into this offense. Him and Willis Snead is our future. Ben Watson and Josh Hill, y'all played all right last night, but I still don't think y'all the answer. But, you know, kudos to y'all for putting in the effort and making the catches that y'all did make last night. Josh Hill, I know you scored on that play action pass that drew through you in the back of the end zone. But I just think that we need a better tight end to open up our offense even more. But I'm optimistic. We go to Philly this Sunday. I think we can pull it off because they're in shambles just like we in shambles. So we're going to be the battle of the 1 and 3s. Y'all tell me what y'all think, though. Y'all think we got a long way to go? Or y'all think that we on the right track to try to make a run at either getting a wild card spot or at a division? Y'all let me know what y'all think. It's G-Sportz. LSU this past Saturday was really, really, what's the word I want to use? Mediocre. It looked real mediocre Saturday against Eastern Michigan. The score don't even show you how close that game was. And I got to get a shout out to Eastern Michigan offensive coordinator. You called a hell of a game Saturday. You had LSU defense on their heels all night long. But at the end of the day, the talent disparity caught up with you. I mean, we all know that Eastern Michigan is nowhere on the same playing field as LSU from a talent standpoint. And you know it's only a matter of time for LSU to start steamrolling. And they got this guy, number 7, they can hand the ball off to and just roll over any defense he goes against. But the disturbing thing about LSU, and I've been saying this for a couple weeks, is their passing game. Why in the hell was Brandon Harris 4 for 15, 80 yards and 1 interception? Really? How in the hell do y'all think LSU going to play in the national championship throwing a ball in like this? You cannot lean on Leonard throughout this whole season. What y'all going to do when y'all go against Bama in a couple weeks? What y'all going to do when y'all go against Florida in a couple weeks? This is not going to happen. They're not going to just let you hand the ball off to number 7 and they're going to just lose the game like that. They're going to put 9 in the box and they're going to make Brandon Harris beat him. Les Miles, why are you not being pass heavy right now? These are the games where you need to be pass heavy and getting Brandon Harris confidence up. I've been saying this for some weeks now. I don't know why Les Miles wants to be hard-headed. I don't know if he's that naive or he thinks that they just going to be able to just use their offensive line and Leonard and just run over everybody. He can't really believe that because that's not going to happen. You're going to meet some adversity where Leonard is not going to be able to go over 100 yards, where he's not going to be able to get 4 and 5 yards a carry. That's just what that is. With all the receivers that LSU has at their disposal, Malachi Dupree, Tyron Johnson, Darrell, John Diaz. I mean, the list goes on and on. They have so many weapons that they can use in a passing game, and they're just not using them. I just don't understand why this is a problem with LSU every single season. On third down, you know what they're going to do. You know what they're going to do? All comebacks, or they're going to throw a screen. So predictable. Cameron, I know this is not you calling these plays. Well, I know this you calling these plays, but I know this is not the kind of plays you want to call. Les Miles in your ear on the headset telling you to be conservative. And you got to listen to the head ball coach. And that's just where they go. But that's going to get y'all on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoffs. And Les Miles going to be one of those coaches that everybody talking about who has one of the most talented teams in the country but never gets it done. That's just what that is. I'm really, really impressed with Florida, though, what they did to Ole Miss. I think Florida is a team that everybody slept on, including me. I really watched them Saturday against Ole Miss, and they dominated them people from start to finish. So that's going to be a game that LSU going to have to really watch out for before they even meet Bama. That could possibly be a game that they lose. Because Florida, they for real. Texas A&M, their offense is catching up with their defense now, even though I know their defense gave up a lot of rushing yards to Arkansas a week ago. Their defense is looking like one of those opportunistic defense that's going to get turnovers and get a bunch of sacks. And when you got an offense that's going to give you a lead like that every game, that's just going to make that defense that much better. And you know John Chavis is going to dial it up for you, especially when they meet LSU that last game of the season. I can't wait for that. I hope both of them teams be undefeated when that happens. And the thing that most impressive about what Texas A&M is doing They're doing this without one of their best receivers and Speedy Noel. You know, the freshman Christian Kirk, he has been playing out his mind all season. Reynolds, Ricky Seals-Jones, the running back Carson, they are really playing out their mind. But when they get Speedy Noel back, that's going to make this offense be that much better. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Who is the best team in the SEC right now? Because right now, I can't say it's LSU. Even though I know they undefeated and they steamrolling past people, I just don't think they're the best team in the SEC. I think they might be third. They might be even fourth in my mind. But y'all let me know what y'all think about their offense. Do y'all think they can keep on winning games with Brandon Harris throwing for 80 and 75 yards a game and just handing the ball off to number 7? Or y'all think there's going to be problems for LSU coming up in the next few weeks? Y'all let me know what y'all think.